Part 1. And this ceremony represents the culmination of a significant commitment, hard work, and often considerable sacrifice.
He's made an outstanding contribution in a musical career spanning 3 decades of Her Majesty's reign. And significantly, he was associated with the highly successful band Queen.
Graduates, mums and dads, I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm thrilled that they asked me to say a few words. And my first great pleasure is to thank you most sincerely, people of the University of Hearts, for considering me worthy of this great honour. I've always had a passion for astronomy, but now I will admit to you something which I never would have admitted then, and actually never have since. Unless you have to listen to Desert Island Dish the other day. The main reason I stayed in London was so that I could pursue my other great passion, music. My dad would have killed me if he knew. So right there, my life is deviating. It's veering off the simple path that I thought I was preparing for. And I suspect many of you may have similar deviations. I did my 4 years research with a PhD, actually with a lot of enthusiasm, but perhaps not quite enough discipline. It's funny how easy it is to own up to your own shortcomings at a distance of 30 years. My field of study was an investigation of the motions of interplanetary dust by measurements with a Fabry-Perot interferometric spectrometer of the Doppler shifts in Fraunhofer lines in the reflected solar spectrum. I believe that I followed my heart where I could. It sounds very corny and unscientific. But I discovered through bitter experience that there is no other way. I was taught at university that the universe is controlled by the forces of gravity, electromagnetism, strong and weak nuclear forces. I now know for sure that for human beings, the strongest forces are our passions. And the greatest of these, whether we like it or not, is love. Is love. I have no theoretical support for this conclusion whatsoever. I have only my experience to prove it to me beyond doubt. It's given me the greatest joy and the most unbearable pain in various measures, but always it was leading me on. It was the most powerful force. I learned to give in. So I guess my message to you is, don't make the mistake of believing that your career is your life. As I learned in my spell in Cottonwood, a rehabilitation clinic for depression in Arizona 4 years ago, we're not called human doings, we're called human beings. It's not just our achievements which define us, it seems to be our spirit. Strangely enough, I'm not really talking religion here, I'm talking about spirituality in the sense of the smallest, most elemental part of ourselves, and the thread which connects us to the vast universe. Somehow, our passions come from there. It's a mystery.